Well, my name's William Harris. I served in the Army for 2 years. I was drafted. I was sent to Vietnam. In Vietnam, they joined me up with the 1st Cavalry Infantry. I carried a machine gun, 4,000 rounds of ammo, 2 ammo barrels which carried 2,000 rounds apiece, and I was on the ground for a whole year. We did have air assaults by helicopter, and it was no joke. Something I don't like to relive. I put entirely too many men in body bags and kept my head down. Thanks be to the Most High God, I got out of there alive, which a lot didn't and should have. That's a war that should never been fought. So basically, I still have dreams about it. I still think about it. I think about all the guys that were my friends, and they're gone on account of that war. So it should have never been fought. Like I said, it was a terrible thing. But like I say, thanks be to the Most High God, I got out of it, got out alive, without hurt, harm, or danger. I was wounded a couple times, but got over it. Never got back to the rear, so apparently I stayed in the field. And it was no joke. It was no joke. I was 20 years old, 21 years old, and I was full of it. Didn't know what no meant. But the main thing about any branch of service you go into, young people, pay attention to what the leader's telling you. Listen to them, pay attention, and do what they tell you to do. Don't think that you know it all, because you don't. And that will get you through if you do that. So take old man's advice and just listen. And ask questions if you need to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because you're under no certain terms do you know it all. You're not supposed to know it all. So if you don't know something, ask someone something, and you'll find out that it'll get you further down the road. Like I say, I've been through more than what I wanted to go through, but I got through it. Thanks be to God. And He's the only one. And if you've never prayed before, if you go into combat, start praying, because He will listen to you. So that's about the best that I can tell you, about the only thing I can tell you. Pay attention to what your leaders are telling you, and do what you're told to do, and you'll get through it. And if you go into a combat zone, don't be a hero, because heroes don't come back alive. Trust me, I know. Alrighty, okie dokie.
One story I remember from being in the Navy is I was on an aircraft carrier, and I was qualified to climb the mast underway. And I had to climb the mast because somebody painted a peace sign on top of the tachyon, which is a round disc that's the highest part up on the ship. And of course, being on an aircraft carrier, the planes, when they started launching, they saw it, and I had to go up there and paint it. And if you could imagine a fulcrum, well, the ship rocks left, side to side. It doesn't go up and down like most boats because it's so big. So it was swinging back and forth like this, and I was clamped onto everything and trying to paint over the top of my head because I couldn't get around this big disc to get rid of the peace sign on it. That was probably one of the wildest things that ever happened to me in the Navy. It's scary too.